Hi guys, this is Ferrari Girl F430. I haven't done a video in about a week, so I decided to come on here real quick and make a video. Today I'd like to talk a little bit about the jerk complex. I received a message on MySpace from one of my subscribers who asked me why girls always tend to date jerks and people that just treat them incredibly poorly. Well, I guess one thing that I have realized is that most girls don't tend to think that they deserve to be treated right, and I would have to say that I'm one of those girls, you know what I mean? It's kind of odd to be treated right. It's just weird because a lot of girls have been in bad relationships for so long that it's hard to kind of adjust to the fact of being with a person that actually would treat you right, and, you know, be the person that you deserve. What the subscriber said that she had a friend that said that she was happy that her boyfriend was being mean to her instead of ignoring her. I don't exactly understand that. Like, I think that every girl should be treated the way they should treat their boyfriend or their significant other with the same respect as they would want to be treated. And I think that that's vice versa. You know, the guy should treat the girl, you know, the way that he wants to be treated. Because it's in a relationship, it isn't all about, you know, one person feeling special. It's about both of you feeling special together instead of, you know, one of the people doing all of the work in the relationship and being the person that bows down and kisses the other one's feet. You know, it's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be a team effort, to have the relationship, you know, grow and develop and become healthy. In my relationship with my ex-boyfriend, he was extremely just verbally abusive, not nice. He just treated me horribly, and I had been with him for so long that somehow in my head I thought that I deserved that. I thought that I didn't deserve to be treated right because so many times he was like, "What, you want to be treated like a princess? You want me to kiss your feet?" And I was like, "No, I don't want you to do that, but you don't need to be calling me a bitch," and all of these different just mean things. Considering, you know, in the end, I realized that he just wasn't happy with himself and his own life, and he wasn't content because he knew that what I was doing is I was trying to go out and, you know, start my life and, you know, get an education, and he just didn't understand that. He didn't support me. And, you know, it's sad that it had to end that way and that he had to try so hard to break my will and to break my strength, you know, in order to make himself feel better. And I don't understand people like that, because in a relationship you should be building each other up. You should be working together for the same goal instead of taking separate paths. And if you find yourself that in a relationship that you're in, that you guys are going completely separate paths, I'm not going to say that it's not going to work out, but it's going to be really, really hard to stay together with that person, because if they don't have the same goals that you do, they're not going to support you probably as much. I mean, but there is a chance that that could actually happen if you guys are really meant to be. So I don't understand why girls always go for the bad boys, but that's kind of what, you know, we tend to lean towards. We like, you know, the guys that have, you know, that little badassness aura around them, and kind of women like a challenge, and I think that that's one of our downfalls, and it's kind of, it can be a trap, you know, because then you're pretty much lowering your standards, and you're not getting what you really like deserve and what you should be like, what you should have in a relationship. So yeah, I guess that's my take on the jerk complex. Women sometimes just don't know that they should be treated better because of past relationships or because of the relationship that they're in. It's just gone on for so long that their will has been broken down. I mean, both of those things happen. They happen every single day. And the one thing that I have to say to you, even if you're a guy or a girl and you have a jerk as your significant other, you know, you have to realize, you have to look inside and be like, if this person really, really, really loved me, would they really be saying these things to me? Would they really not be supporting me? Would they not be backing me up 100% if they really loved me and if they wanted to see me happy? You have to realize that, you know, like, if they aren't treating you the way that you should be treated, you need to kind of step back and analyze the entire relationship, because it's not worth it. If you don't feel like the sexy, foxy, studly person that you are in the relationship, and if you aren't making that other person feel, you know, really good about themselves, then there's something wrong. I mean, I'm not saying for you to like bend down and kiss each other's feet, but, you know, one person shouldn't be like, you're such a bitch, apologize to me right now, and then the other person being like, okay, I'm so sorry, please, you know, forgive me, blah, blah, blah. It's not supposed to be that way. And one thing that I will never do again is let a guy call me a bitch and things like that when I did absolutely nothing wrong, just because he thinks he does that in order to make himself feel better. That's just, now that I look back at all of the times that my ex said that to me, it just really, it makes me mad. And it isn't the person that I am, you know, because I'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I was always the one who was apologizing. He was never the one who apologized. He never apologized at the end of the relationship, because he always thought that he was right, that everything that he did, even if it was completely wrong, he was right. And he really, just after a while, he didn't care. He didn't care about me anymore. He only cared about himself. And it just became an extremely toxic relationship. And that, he was, and I promise you that he is the picture of a jerk in the jerk complex. And I was a person who was dumb enough to stay in a relationship like that forever. Like, I would break up with him over and over again and be like, you know what, I can't take this anymore. And then he would, like, become a really nice guy for a couple of days, and he'd be like, oh, I love you, I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. And then he'd do it again, he'd just be a jerk again, and then I'd break up, and we'd get back together. And then he broke up with me, and that was the end of it. And I am so happy he broke up with me. Because if he didn't, I have a feeling that I would have been the same weak person that I was before. And now, I'm not weak. I'm strong. And I know exactly what I want in my life. I know what I don't want in my life, which is him. And I am happy. And when you finally realize that, when you finally look inside yourself and you can be content with who you are, and you know exactly what you want and what your goals are in life, and your significant other has those similar goals and they back you up 100%, you know that something's going right. And if it's the opposite, then you know that there's something wrong and you need to reevaluate, because nobody should stay in a relationship where the guy or girl just kind of tries to break you down and hurt you in any way possible in order to make themselves feel better. And that's all I have to say about it. So, this is Ferrari Girl F430. Hope you guys have a great rest of the weekend. By the time I post this, it's probably going to be Sunday. Probably. So, yeah. Alright? Love you all. Make sure to comment and subscribe.